Hello, welcome to Women's World podcast. Today I'm not alone, I'm with a guest, Maxime. Hello.
Nice to meet you, Emilia. Thank you.
Yes, pleasure to have you, and tell me a little bit about yourself now, please.
What do you want
Briefly.
to know?
Yes, of course, that's a big question, but just tell me briefly about what is your purpose and how did you find yourself doing what you do right now with your ice baths. We're gonna get deeper into that. And the workshops that you do, and I see you're spiritual as well, which really, was also...
So Maxime, 27 years young. I've been into the ice baths already for a couple of years, where I actually found myself back again. I think an ice bath changed my life, so that's the reason why I was doing it. Last week, I quit it, actually. I stopped my company because I'm going to find my purpose, because you asked me for my purpose. I think my purpose to existing, I always thought it was ice bathing and breath work and trauma and tension release and retreats and workshops, but I think it's much deeper than that, so I'm leaving to Asia. So that's why, to go and find myself back again, explore, indeed.
Are you ever considering to come back?
To be very honest, I've booked a one-way ticket. My girlfriend is already there. And I'm not thinking I want to come back, so I'm not planning to. No, I'm not planning to.
That's exciting, very exciting.
For me, I feel it in my fingertips, you know, if I think about it, to leave to the other side of the world and leave everything behind. It's the second time I do it. This time it's out of Europe, so it's a total different experience.
And the first time why you came back?
I was in Spain. I lived in Marbella for a year and a half, and I came back because the project I was working on was finished, and we just rounded up. And I was also not planning to come back, so my apartment was gone, my car was gone, every furniture I had was gone. I came back to Belgium, and I was like, I'm not starting over again. I'm just gonna stay at mom's place, right? Casa di Mama, and I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do. And this was one of the dreams, and it came on my path, and like it just really resonated. It felt aligned, so I just jumped.
Okay, right. I see you do a lot of let's say good work for the people, because with good intentions and stuff. And you mentioned previously that you did have a rough youth. Can you tell us a little bit about your struggles and what made you the person you are today?
100%. If this question is asked, I always start with my first thought I have in my life. And that's the first thought I have is my first step that was putting me on a 2-meter high door on Saturday morning. I was 2 years young. I still remember it. When I close my eyes, I go back into it directly. And I needed to jump off to come to sit on the table. And it was like very brutal. It was like literally physical abuse, actually. My mom was not in the most healthy state of mind at that time, because she had a very rough youth as well. And at that moment also, like hot pans from the stove on my hands, to burn my hands, putting me in the basement.
Oh my God.
Things like that. Literally. And that shaped the individual, the child I actually was, because I was afraid of things a lot. At that time I was 8 years young, and when my sister told me my father died in prison from drugs, and my mom and my other sister confirmed this. So my whole family confirmed it. So I always believed my father was dead. So that was the reason I was very peaking at emotions, and I was not very stable. I was on all places, and I had a very rough childhood as well because of everything I went through. It was not easy to not feel welcomed and like feel very alone. And I started using drugs very early. I started smoking cigarettes very early. I started experimenting very early with alcohol as well. And so that's why I had very bad friends, very bad environment. And I think I was 18 the moment I met my dad. So he didn't die.
Wow.
So that was a very hard one, but
shocking.
Yeah, it was very shocking. But at that time, I was flying because I was on drugs constantly. So I was not here on planet Earth to really feel the emotion and realize what was actually going on. So that is actually, I'm going through that right now because I missed a lot of masculinity in my life. So my energy last years were very feminine. I have seen that my masculinity is in my introvert side. I'm exploring that right now, which is very interesting personally, I think, because I always thought I'm extrovert and I'm bringing out the energy. And yes, I am a generator. I generate energy for people, literally. I light up the room, but I also have that introvert side. And yeah.
Well, while you're here, I've been talking about it on almost every podcast. It's interesting to hear different perspectives. Tell me, what is masculine energy for you?
Masculine energy for me personally is being able and having the balls to sit with your emotions and look them straight into the eyes. I think that is one very important topic in the masculinity. Having a healthy mindset, having a healthy physique, doing the healthy things, not going out, not drinking. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Discipline.
Very disciplined, a lot of discipline indeed. And also being able to tap into the feminine energy. That's also very masculine, to be vulnerable on the surface, you know, like on the level of...
To maybe be that little boy around the people that's visible, like your partner.
That's very, very, very important, I think. I recently am in a new relationship, which is going very good. And she's giving, thank you, she's giving me the space. She's creating the space for me to be myself and come closer to myself. And then I feel more masculine because I feel more stronger. So I think masculinity is not based off who I am, but my masculinity is based off who I'm with as well. That's a very important one for me. Yeah. I think if that's answering your question about what masculinity is, there is like a little bit more that wants to come out, but I can't bring it to my mind right now.
That's okay. If it comes, you can always come back to it. So what would be the biggest lessons so far for you to tell to the audience about your past and what you can share, how people should go through it if they go through something similar or learn something from it?
Stay true to yourself. Literally, do not walk away from who you are. I think thanks to the external things, the drugs, the alcohol, the cigarettes, the unhealthy foods, and like all those things brought me further from who I actually was. And therefore, I was not able to feel what I was feeling and to reflect.
You were just keeping.
I was just like keeping it all for myself, and sometimes like it exploded, right? So I think staying true to yourself and being reflective and very receptive to information. I think the downloads only came to me, and then I'm talking about spiritual downloads. They came to me the moment I was consciously aware, and I had the environment that made me conscious and made me aware of things I was saying, thinking, doing, eating, how I was sleeping, all those kind of things. I think all those small things in life is bringing you closer to who you actually really are. And I think if I need to channel it, it's all about the feeling. You just feel it. It clicks. When you felt who you are, it clicks.
When you're healing.
Yeah, it's a long journey, right? That's the reason my company is called Limitless Journey. Literally, because your life is a limitless journey.
No, I think personally as well, healing is going through the whole life. You don't stop healing. It doesn't have an end or like a dot, this is it, you've healed.
No.
I don't think anybody's perfect at the end, and we all will at some point in our life struggle with the traumas or something and get confronted with the things that we maybe already put aside for a very long time. You never know, like even you said, okay, I thought my dad is dead. And then all of a sudden, bam, surprise, he's not. And you think you were already healing, maybe at that point you weren't, but maybe someone would have been healing, and then all of a sudden they get confronted with that person. And
I personally think, if you're talking about my dad right now, I do not have the best relationship right now with him because I'm going a total different path, and he also knows it, right? But I think I was not ready. I literally was not ready because I needed to be more in my masculine energy to set my boundaries as well. And right now the time is there. I found the right balance of masculine, feminine. Also, I'm out of balance sometimes, of course, but like when I'm very balanced, I can set my boundaries very straightforward, also to the people that are closest to me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing right now. Literally at the moment that we speak, I'm pushing it away because I'm like, that's my boundary.
Yeah.
And I was not ready when I was younger. I was not strong enough, literally. I think that's also being masculine, being able to say to yourself, you were not strong enough, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So actually, indeed, putting boundaries and stuff is also a process. It's also healing.
It's a very hard one for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still to this day.
I think a lot of people are pleasers, and oftentimes we just don't even realize how much we're putting ourselves to the last place, and we are not putting the boundaries clear. Or even when you like someone, when you meet a new partner, oftentimes we allow a lot in the beginning, and then at some point we are changing because we realize, okay, no, this is the limit.
That's true, that's true.
Okay, nice. So you feel like, can you already say that all the weaknesses and your addiction and stuff like that, all your femininity, you could already transform it into strengths right now, or you have still struggles where you find yourself?
No, I never find myself struggling with the mindset anymore of like, I want to drink, or I want to use, or no, like
You're alcohol free completely.
100%.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
nice.
I don't drink any alcohol, no drugs, no cigarettes. I tend to push away refined sugars, caffeine, tea, all those kind of things. I'm like pushing out of my. I don't just like. I just don't like it anymore. If people are drunk around me, I'm like.
That's a problem with society. They think if you're going out and you're in a group, you need to drink something or you need to take something because otherwise you are not social enough.
Yeah.
Like, how are you supposed to have fun?
I think indeed, if you cannot have fun, in my personal opinion, if you cannot have fun when you are sober, go to an ecstatic dance. Go try that because there you feel.
You should actually ask that question yourself, like, why am I not able to be myself? When, like, okay, I'm a dancer, so maybe it's easier for me, but people who are so in control of their mind and they're like, oh no, I cannot dance, like they cannot just lose their body, they cannot dance, like, yeah, but just do something simple. Doesn't take anything, doesn't take energy, you don't look stupid, but it's fun. Just do this. And they're like, oh no, I need to drink then something, because if I don't drink, what if people see me acting stupid?
Yeah, it's a very big process. And also I personally think when you look up the word alcohol in Arabic, you know what it means?
Poison?
No, take your soul. Literally. It's taking your soul.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally taking your soul. So actually every single time people drink, they're taking their own soul. And one moment I realized that, and it needs to snap for you, because I can tell this right now, but not a lot of people can resonate with it because they didn't experience it. I think everything is based on experience, every choice you make. And when you experience this, and when you're more aware, and you're zooming out and you're seeing how the world is actually being created right now, and it snaps and you experience it, you literally are done with it. Yeah, 100%. I can generally tell I'm not gonna drink any alcohol in my whole life, literally. My stomach is turning when I think about it, literally right now.
That's strong. That's strong. That's masculine, I think, right?
Yeah, that's the thing I think.
That's a good job, indeed. I also heard actually that your spirituality is clouded if you drink alcohol.
Clouded? What do you mean?
It's foggy. You're not really connected with yourself, because if you don't drink, you have more clarity, of course. You have your third eye is more open. You are more receptive. You're more. So all of those things get blocked when you drink.
I also feel like 2 days ago I was 365 days alcohol free. So big congrats to me.
Congrats, yes.
I didn't celebrate it. I don't think it's an achievement or something, but like it was 2 days ago when we had to talk. It's a kind of a lifestyle indeed. It is. I lost where we were talking about actually.
About that you were alcohol free for 300
the
days.
Thing, I was going to make a point, but I lost it.
Until 2 days ago?
Yeah, I lost the point. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
So you had something to drink last week, or?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, a fever tree. A ginger beer.
Oh, like, okay.
Yeah, that was my celebration.
Yeah, okay. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, exactly. So how, on which level do you believe that about spirituality, that frequency exists and vibrations? What is your opinion about that?
I truly believe in energy. I think energy is everything and everything is energy.
Yes.
I also experienced it with working with a lot of plant medicine.
Yeah.
Psychedelics, for example.
Do you still?
Yeah, yeah. I literally, after my second mushroom trip I did, I came out of it, and the day after I really felt, like, it's gonna sound very weird, but I felt the trees breathe.
Yeah, like, I had the same after ayahuasca. Yeah.
Was very connected,
to
yes.
the earth, to
yes.
the nature.
Yeah, I think every frequency, like, we are made of energy, we are vibing on a kind of frequency. A lot of people also say, like, I don't vibe with them. Like, that's like the same frequency.
That's the hard frequency that doesn't align. It's
yeah,
true.
And I also think when you're not on the right frequency, first of all, authenticity is the highest form of energy, I personally think, is authenticity and gratitude and love and joy and fulfillment. I think when you're not there and you're not thriving most of your day on that, I also don't believe you can attract the things you want. I think when you're doom thinking and you're constantly in your head and you're out of your feeling, I think,
Yeah, I'm religious. Something very beautiful I read yesterday in the Bible, that, well, the energy exists, exactly. The Bible also knows that. But not every energy is a good energy. And I was very spiritual before I found my religion. I'm also giving meditations and stuff like that. And I believe in all this because I know it all exists. I've seen things, I've felt things, like really paranormal stuff sometimes. It also comes because I work with people spiritually in big groups, and sometimes I attract that. But I learned how to protect myself, and with the religion, I read in Bible what comes not in the form of God or love and frequency, like you say, then it's not from the holy part. It's not from the God.
Yeah, it's not from the source.
I don't know exactly how were the words, but if it's not pure, you will feel it. Yeah. So there are a lot of energy. It's not like Bible says no energy doesn't exist. No, it does, and they know that. But you have to be careful with what you work and what you do with the energy.
That's true.
There are also people who pretend to be like energy healers and stuff like that, or think they are, but they don't know actually what energy they're even calling while working with Kundalini or any other activations, and it can be dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah. At the last mushroom, Choco Bliss, actually, I did myself. Yeah, I didn't let anyone guide me. I just did it alone at home. With my dog. Interesting. It was intense.
Yeah, I can believe. I can truly believe.
I've been for 5 hours going through it all. I saw myself in the mom's womb. I felt it. Also, just crying, also grief, and also laughing and everything, and just being also happy and appreciating who I am. Like you said, connected with yourself and the nature with my dog, the bond that we have, it's insane.
Crazy, yeah.
And
it's
after
really
that, she cried during
really?
Yeah, well, when I cried, she cried.
That's because they feel the love,
Oh my
right?
God, that was amazing. She really looked through my eyes. She could see everything inside. It was really crazy. And since that day, we're even more connected. Now she really, before she was, she's still a scared dog. And she would be sometimes very introvert and like, okay, don't touch me now. But now she really comes with her head like this, please come. Yeah.
It's also energy, right? Like emotion is literally energy emotion. It's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice that you were able to connect with an animal.
Yeah. The only thing I was afraid that maybe some of my bad energy she would take over.
I think that's 100% true. I think we make our children sick, we make our people around us sick, we make ourselves sick. It's
what you vibrate, people feel it, and that's why some people are more receptive, more sensitive to it.
Did you ever heard about the experiment they did with the mass meditation with a lot of people in the village?
With the Joe Dispenza or?
I don't know
No?
who it was, but it was in a village where a lot of criminality, there were a lot of criminals in the
Okay.
village.
No?
So they came with a lot of people from outside of the village, and they came there with thousands of people to just sit and meditate.
Okay.
And the criminals didn't know they were there. And they've seen over the past months, the criminality went down because of the energy, literally. They did the same experiment, and they told this to the criminals to print it in their head.
Yeah.
Same thing happened, went down. So
Crazy.
it's all about where the love and the energy is about.
Yeah.
I also truly believe in vortexes, right, on this planet. You hear Joren van Hooijdonk, I don't know if you know him. You hear him talking about this. He's in Colombia, in Medellin, and he also is talking about there is a vortex, there is a kind of strong energy drawing me to that. And I have a very strong belief this planet is beyond everything we can captivate with our minds. It is really intense. And when I then use plant medicines, psychedelics, I don't think I'm going to another realm. I think a door is opening and I just see more in this realm. But like the door is opening to the first other dimension and things are coming in, and like I can just truly see other things, but I'm still here, you know?
I think for people listening now who never ever experienced ceremonies, they're like, what are they talking about?
100%.
But I wouldn't say it's for everyone.
No,
it's for people who feel ready.
You need to feel the calling.
You need to feel you're ready to heal. You need to take a step further. Because for me, ayahuasca was a new chapter of life.
Yeah,
really.
It takes a lot of courage to do
like
that.
I can say right now, the life before ayahuasca was my ex-life.
Yeah.
And the life after is like this life.
Yeah, it's like a renewal, rebirthing energy.
Rebirth, exactly.
It you know, like ayahuasca, if you would ask me how it feels to have the beginning of ayahuasca, and a very close friend of mine also explained it to me before, it's like a snake that's going through your body, and the snake sees something is disconnected here, it's connecting it, and then you purge.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, it's not connected the right way, it disconnected, and it's connecting it, or here, or whatever it's in your body. Yeah, it's really intense. Yeah.
By the way, coming back to the meditations, have you read Joe Dispenza book?
I've been into Joe Dispenza for 2 years, but that's already a couple of years ago. I did not forget the knowledge he talked about, but I think at a certain moment you gain so much energy, you gain so much information. Yeah, it's a lot. So a lot of things are on the side, and mostly from Joe Dispenza, it's already a long time ago. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, actually, that's funny, interesting fact that I read and I can't forget about. That when you meditate, the brain waves, the number, is exactly the same as the center of the earth. What does it want to say? That when we are at peace and when we are recentered with ourselves, we actually are connected with the planet. It's crazy.
Yeah, Pachamama is a very special thing.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever experienced like temazcali, like a sweat cabin? Very Mexican? No. It represents like it's built with the hand. It's like very geometrical. It needs to build in the right way with all the north and south nodes and west and east. And it is actually the womb of Mother Earth, right? And all the stones in the middle is a circle, it's a hole, and there the hot stones are putting in. They're putting in the hot stones over there, and all the people sit in the temazcal. It's covered, it's like black. You cannot see your hand in front of you. And all the people that are inside of the womb are the children of the earth. And all the stones that are coming in, they call it abuelito caliente, and it is the grandmother, right? So all the ancestor and spirits and energy is into that tradition, and there I really learned how important nature is and how Pachamama is literally giving back to us constantly, giving constantly. Yeah, it's very beautiful to see.
Yeah, like I'm so obsessed about nature. Even when I see garbage laying, I'm people.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Can't you just take a step? Or if you're driving on a highway in Belgium, horrible. 100%. Sometimes you see really full of garbage just in between the cars.
Yeah. I just pick it up then.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I
Sometimes,
also
yeah, if
think,
you're driving fast, you cannot do that because
no,
the traffic and so on.
it can
But
be very dangerous to do it on a highway,
exactly, but
to open up your
it's
door and take
disturbing.
something.
It's
Yeah,
really disturbing, and
yeah,
it's like my heart is really breaking every time
yeah,
I see it.
yeah,
It does something to you, right?
yeah, 100%.
So weird.
I think people are that are people that do things like this are not fully aware of what it is doing.
They are ungrateful actually to be on this planet Earth. That's the problem.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Okay, they're not
yeah.
conscious enough to understand what we get from the planet Earth.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I just think like,
Because someone being ungrateful is more like just someone not being aware yet of where they are, of
yeah, yeah,
who they are.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Because like
actually
you
going
say
to
as
say.
well, you changed a lot and you were also like drug addict and you were unavailable
Yeah.
emotionally and you just didn't know who you are. You couldn't
No.
process emotions, but at some point in your life, you get to a point where you are past that
Yeah,
version.
yeah, 100%. And like you just told me, like, yeah, you didn't know who you were, and then my mind popped like, do I know now? I actually maybe, but not 100%. I think you constantly keep evolving, but I truly know what my strengths are. I truly know actually who I am in my heart. I'm a good person. I'm very entrepreneurial. I'm very receptive. I'm very open. I'm very creative. Very lovable. Very nurturing. All those things. But I think like because of you just said it, started thinking about it again. Am I really? Am I really? Do you ever know who you really are?
I don't think that there is definition of
Yeah, it's labeling
someone.
it, right?
It is
Yeah, it's
exactly
labeling
labeling. I don't think we should label
it. No.
people or ourselves, but knowing what you bring to the table, maybe in a way, what your values are, indeed nurturing and caring and creative.
That was the word I was looking for. Values.
Values, yes, values, exactly. All right. So how did the spirituality actually help you? Did you found it after you quit drugs?
I think this happened in 2020. Yeah, I was in Turkey. I was trading
Okay.
back then. I was very active in the financial world, and I was in Turkey, and I literally lost my whole capital in 24 hours, where I lost. The ground was gone. Literally, I was floating. I thought, fuck. I was so greedy. I lost everything. So I learned a very valuable and very, very, very painful and expensive lesson. Yeah. And that's where I was literally losing it all. Was like, I didn't know who I actually was at back then. And there I started to look for different tools to help me out. And there was breath work, there was ice baths, there was trauma and tension release plant medicines, there was meditation, yoga, fire walking, things like that. The whole world opened up to me. And that's where I found the connection again. And yeah, that's literally how it happened.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for losing my whole capital I've built it over the years to come to a point to find myself again, because I think that's unpayable and it made me the person I am today. If I didn't lose that money, I really think I ended up like a jerk with a big mansion, and I only think about cars and beautiful woman and this and that. Yeah, like very 3D. Now I'm more onto the 5D and like feeling and not what's happening over here on this planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Okay, let's see what else. We actually already talked a lot, but I remember you said something about your motorcycle accident,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That was an eye-opening moment as well.
Was that before or after you?
That was before. It was 19th of August 2017. Yeah. And the crazy thing about that whole accident is that, as you can see my tattoo, it's like from driving the motorcycle, I was obsessed by it, 2 wheels. And I think I was 6 or 7, I was driving already in the garden, and I actually was born on 2 wheels. And in 2015, I built my own motorcycles. 2015, I ordered my license plate, and the license plate was MACC 198. M from motor, ACC from accident. 19th of August is the 198, literally. I bought this in 2015, and 2 years later, I have my accident on exactly the same date that was on my number plate, the 19th of August. So I think that was, after, if I look to it, I think it needed to happen to me, because there it actually started the consciousness, the awareness about what am I doing. I'm literally running around this planet not giving a fuck about everybody or anybody, not about myself. That's actually the point where it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that crossing point, literally. And you're put with your, the universe of energy sets you with your 2 feet straight on the ground. 2 broken legs, my hand was broken, a crack in my neck, a crack in my back. I need to recover for 9 months. It was very heavy. From there on, a lot of, because I have created the space for myself, a lot of shit happened because I've let it all flow, right? This all needed to happen to become the person I am today.
Yeah.
Like financial struggles and emotional struggles and mental issues. That's the reason why I am all about mental health is very important. My emotional health is important. My physical health is important. And also my financial health is also important. So that's literally everything turned around.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. The motorcycle
Sometimes
accident.
we just need that awakening.
Yeah, and I also had
I mean, it's not a good thing, but in a way, but actually
I think it's a very good thing.
Has their own way of learning things, and for some people something like that maybe had to happen to in order to
everything happens for a reason, right?
Exactly, I have that tattoo.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I think we're up there and we're choosing our own life, right? Our soul is choosing the life, or the soul is seeing, there I'm gonna I can be able to work away my karma when I do things like that. You literally have everything planned out.
How do you believe that there is like a destiny and there is this one pathway for you?
No, we have choices, right?
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Sometimes I think there is like some sort of path for you, like destiny, but you can go left or right. And that's why I believe a lot in science, like you say, like your number plate, science, synchronic numbers and stuff like that. I look it all up. I get signs from spirit guides every day, literally every day. And same. In my mind, like I know what it is, but also even like asking, okay, give me a sign if I want to know this and that. And then I get that sign and I'm like, thank you, good, I'm good. And I know because I'm connected with the universe and with God and everything. So I get the signs all the time. And I think when we take the wrong path, well, not the wrong, but the heavy way, and it's like, okay, no, you could do way better. And then your gut feeling is saying like, don't do that. But your mind is saying, yeah, it would be smart.
Take the risk.
Would be, maybe even like with trading or with giving a chance to this person. Like, okay, take a risk, if he's doing his best, or like, okay, whatever example like that. And then deep inside, that actually wasn't right, and then the signs start to come up.
Yeah, and when you don't listen to it,
you can still change it.
If you don't listen to your intuition, I think you're running away from yourself.
Yeah.
And it's one, right? It's like
it's a lesson.
It's the limitless journey of life.
You're like, okay, I had to learn it again.
Yeah. I've seen myself like coping mechanism and patterns and like programming and like it's coming, it's surface right now very, very, very often. Last year was very intense to see, because it's like a very big mirror of like, hey, this is who you actually are. This is the pattern you are even making stronger, because you're constantly repeating yourself. And I'm very more conscious about that and making different choices based on my intuition and my gut feeling. Also my human design, I'm literally based off my gut feeling, literally. Not about my rational thinking, not emotional thinking. Emotional thinking moment, I lost all my money I had. And I think that's an energy flow as well.
Emotion is just an emotion. It's how you feel at that moment. But emotion.
I am not my emotions. I'm not my thoughts.
Exactly.
I'm not this body. I'm just here, my head, on the back of my head, in a time right now, and like seeing it all and observing, literally. Yeah.
Emotion can be dependent also on hormonal states. It can be dependent on what you did today, or what are your plans for the coming hours. Maybe you're not looking up forward to something. So emotion is really something you shouldn't even consider, like think about. Yeah, I wanted
Not
to
think,
ask
but
you.
feel, right?
Yeah,
No?
feel. You can
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
Feel. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. For me, it was very hard to accept something, but I also had a rough youth, and I realized actually this year a lot that I'm repeating my patterns of my parents. And it's sometimes like disgusting to see, because you're like, everything you didn't want from them, you carry. And it's like, oh, always saying, I'm never gonna be like them, I'm never gonna be like them, and then you realize and you catch yourself being like them. And
that is super interesting.
that is healing,
Yeah.
I know. And it's really hard, because every time I say no to myself, don't do it, okay, you can do better, don't have the scarce mindset, don't think about, let's say, money with fear, and because that's what my parents, how they always looked at money, the poor mindset, and always the scarcity and negativity, and had to let go of everything. And it's still a process. I'm much better, and I feel like I'm not worrying. Even if I have problems, I don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find solutions, everything will be fine. But you still catch yourself once in a while, like, okay, why didn't I, let's say, pay more here or donate? Because I was in my mind actually scared. And what do? Again, I repeat the patterns of my parents. So anytime anybody asks me money, don't ask me money, please. Anybody that asks me money, like, can you donate there? Yes, I can. I can. Why? Because I know it will be fine. Money will come. It's just money. It's just frequency. It's just digital.
Maybe I should ask you to donate for our then.
Okay. Oh, all right. So I've been doing this a lot. Yesterday I donated, the day before too. But I also made a promise, 10% every day to something else. Yeah, indeed. I want to help animals, children. Yes.
But like it's also like how you talk to yourself, because I heard what you say. I'm never gonna be like them. That's a very big lesson for me. Where I changed how I talk to myself, how I think. Because 2 years ago, someone asked me, what are you looking for in a woman? And I say, she doesn't need to drink, she doesn't need to smoke, she doesn't, but I'm literally speaking it into existence. Instead of saying, I need someone that's healthy lifestyle. You know, like the difference is like how we speak to ourselves. And that was me putting me back into that same pattern. In literally speaking it into existence. That was a very important lesson for me. That's the reason why I say, aha, okay, very interesting. Like how we talk to ourselves and how we think. This is the most to do, I think, because this is the highest form of consciousness. Like being aware of all of these things. Like how do you speak to yourself? How do you think? How do you feel?
That's true.
It's very heavy.
It is.
Yeah, I catch myself a lot of times, and a lot of people as well, because I'm very consciously like thinking about it. Yeah.
You know, I think what really helped me, the mostly advice for everyone, if you really want to make peace with your parents and make peace with the fact that you maybe do carry some patterns from your parents, even though you don't want to, forgive them. That's a heavy one. And I always told my friends and stuff, I forgive them. Do you?
Yeah, but it's a whole process, right?
It's a process. It's a process.
Acceptance,
but really, exactly,
acceptance,
accepting,
letting go, trusting, surrendering, and forgiving.
How to do that? Another tip. You know, actually see the good things. You know, because we often also focus on the negative. Okay, I understand. I know they actually mistreated you as well. I also got beaten every day. I was also actually raised like a boy, and that's I still see that I have masculine energy a lot. And I've been always in survival mode. For that, I feel the sadness inside. Like I've been in survival mode since I was a little girl, always having to find a way how to live, and working from 14 and stuff like that. Really heavy life actually. But then I was doing a spiritual journey, and I was thinking, I remember when my mom was crying and she had like this really last money to buy me shoes. You know, because we were poor, and that really get emotional thinking about it. But
that's okay.
Yeah, even thinking about that reminds me. But they did their best in a way. They weren't the parents, but they did their best.
Yeah.
Also, on my birthday, our car got stolen. What my parents did, they went to buy me a cake, and police was there at our apartment, and we ate the cake because it was my birthday. And I mean, those little things, you start to see like, oh, damn, they had time. They didn't weren't for a child, because I was actually very unwanted from beginning, and they still wanted to make abortion. There was an abortion right before me even, so they really didn't want me.
That's a lot of trauma as well.
And when I was growing up with the whole thinking like I'm not supposed to be on here, not consciously, but there is deep
it's
inside,
there.
you're like, okay, nobody wanted me really here, and always asking for that validation from other people and trying to prove yourself like you are, you're a big girl.
Literally what you're saying.
I'm done with it. I'm done being a big girl. I want to fucking sorry. I want to surrender. I want to just...
It's very authentic what you're doing right now. Yeah.
Don't you don't to get a hug? Doesn't anybody want to feel safe around their partner?
Yeah. A lot of people in this world feel lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely even when they're surrounded by people. Yeah. I totally understand where you're coming from, and also like what you're explaining. It is those small little things that we used to not remember because we don't want to, because we tend to...
You choose to.
We choose to, indeed. We actually, we make the decision, the conscious, the focus on happen to us and not for us. And that's very big.
That's why we also probably, as well as much as I do, you also create that safe space and those workshops where people can share. Because you say sometimes you can be in a group of people and still feel lonely.
Yeah.
The exercises that I give in Women's World workshops are also sharing your fears, for example.
Yeah, it's very important.
Tell the deepest things.
Bringing humanity to true nature and thrive.
And then
that's
they realize,
literally...
they realize I'm not alone.
I'm gonna miss that for sure. Yeah, last week Sunday I gave my last workshop, because I'm just like I'm done with it. I did everything profit last 5 years. I'm very done with it. Like, it's not that people want to take from me, but I just think I don't give it to myself, So we were very emotional last week to give that last event. And there I've seen it again every single time. People, their emotions, we dive into it, we connect with ourselves, we connect with others, we feel growth and expansion. The masks are falling off, they're coming closer to themselves, and then on the end, they share everything and they let go of the emotions.
Yeah.
That were there for decades, literally. I had a woman on my holistic on my event last week. She lost her brother and she lost the feeling of being with her brother. And she is very introvert and fixes all of her challenges she's having in her life for herself and with herself and not with other people. It's very hard for her to speak about it. And she did it there because she was ready for it. She felt safe, and like creating that safe space to fall on a pink cloud, being safe, being carried around the people that are around you. That's a super important thing. So I'm gonna miss that 100%, but like we're gonna...
Well, maybe you can do it there.
Yeah, maybe. I do not know what's gonna bring it, what life bring me. But right now, like I'm gonna like making the impact with the holistic online coaching. I personally think just talking to people and make them more conscious and having conversations with people. A lot of people came to me last year to ask me questions and give me the answers. And what I've learned is I cannot give answers to people. I can only ask the right questions and give guidance towards the answer that's inside of you.
Yeah.
And that's just thanks to a conversation. It really I learned a lot from you in this conversation.
Okay.
Literally,
nice.
and like there are things I'm like need to sit with and like feel, is this not, but like
after the podcast I'll give you a big hug.
Yeah, for sure. But like
it's really sometimes, like you say, sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
But people, I think a lot of listeners are also resonating.
Yeah.
But they're afraid to go out and say, okay, I had a rough path, or I had this or the... And oftentimes, like conversations like that, open your eyes, your mind, like it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be broken, it's okay to be messed up, because you are growing and you are in your journey, unlimited healing journey, right? So I think that people can learn from that. Just don't be afraid. Go maybe out and to someone you feel safe with.
Yeah.
Because actually it's surprising, but indeed sometimes when I say the things that I I'm afraid to say to other people, it brings you to another dimension with them. It's like
100%.
the bond is totally
I got
different.
truth bumps right now.
Yeah.
I don't say goosebumps, they're truth bumps. When someone speaks the truth, I get like the
Yeah.
truth bumps. Like I really resonate what you're saying. But it starts with something very small, like just recognizing and looking into the mirror and saying it happened for me. It doesn't happen to me. Walking down the street and just smile to a person.
I do that too.
Oh my
I tell a
God.
compliment and they at first they don't know how to react. And I'm
Yes.
like, just saying thank you is
Yeah.
also self-love.
Yeah, you know what I
Just
did with my
say thank you.
students? Literally, I went on the streets instead of doing a mastermind and like talking, give information where I thought they were going to be millionaires with and like they're gonna grow so hard and like they're gonna be the man they want to be and have what they want to have and do what they want to do. I just took them out and we just walked 10 kilometers and I spoke to 500 people and I showed them how they need to do it and I challenged them. I pulled them out of their comfort zones. And that were the most precious moments we had. Like social experiments, like how you can look into someone's eyes, you know? Like the project we're working on right now already for a couple of years is for charity. It's like 100% for To Walk Again. It's for people that are paralyzed from the waist down, so they cannot stand anymore. And this is where I really realized it. They are not able, we're sitting on the same height right now, but if you stand up, you just don't think about it. You just stand up, you go to the bathroom. Maybe a lot of people are listening this walking or biking. They're not able to do that, like everything went away. But also not being able to be on the same height as someone that's standing up is very, it's mentally very, there I really realized how precious those small things can be. Like everything really does matter in life, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting thing to work around, you know? Like I think this project is a project for life. Like what we do over there is so beautiful for people that really need it in the most darkest time of the year. And
You do beautiful work. Yeah.
actually, yeah, that was something I was not able to say to myself, like, because of I was listening to all the noise from the outside. But I'm a good man. I know that. I'm with a good heart. I bring it into the world with the best intentions, and I communicate. I dare to look people into the eyes. I do not have a mask on my face anymore. And of course, my ego is there sometimes. I can recognize it, of course, like, you know.
We all have that.
Yeah, it is
We all have
there.
that.
And like just accepting who we are and like being able to make a little part of this beautiful blue planet Earth and this cosmos, this world, just a better place. If I touch one person, they're gonna touch another person on their end.
Yeah.
So you're not touching one life.
No.
If I, you know, I've spoken for a lot of people already, or calls, or groups in the workshops. If I can only change one life, that's always my intention. Just one life. That's it. Doesn't need to take more.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a big win, and then it's good for me, you know. But it's very hard to come to that point, and it takes a lot of courage. And I truly encourage every single one to do it, to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably the summary of the podcast would be as well, if you're feeling lost or you feel like you're trying to escape your own emotions, escape being the person you truly are, then take action by healing. Yeah. Maybe spiritual work, yoga, like you say, something like that, like the walking or ice baths, just healthy lifestyle in general. I think that's gonna be a big major difference already.
Yeah. I need to think you need to go through all the layers.
Yeah.
If I can go back to, we do our 100 plus kilometer walk every single year for charity, for people, for To Walk Again. This year it's 103, right? 103 kilometers, cold, and one time, 24 hours, no sleep, just go.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's out of the world, but that's what I'm willing to say. You go through the physical, through the mental, through the emotional, and then you come to the point of your purpose. Like you're going to the back of your head. That's literally where I found myself again.
Yeah.
It's you pull yourself into pieces. You're on the ground in total pieces, and you just put yourself back together in a better way. And it's like a very renewal energy to go through the physical, the mental, the emotional, and then you tap into the spiritual. I think that is literally the path you need to go. It goes way beyond than just jumping. It goes way beyond. It's taking a lot of courage, as I already said. Yeah.
That's true. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add? Maybe a small motivational last thought?
That's a very good question. I have a lot of thoughts right now. Yeah, my head is spinning.
That's okay. You can give several.
This is something I always tell. Do what you love and love you. Literally, love yourself first, and that daring to jump is loving yourself first. I've learned that, and I've learned this thanks to my girlfriend. Like loving yourself, putting yourself in the first position. I was always wanting to give to other people. Loving yourself first is literally the way to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And the moment I realized that, I experienced it because I had an aha moment that I really want to like tell to everybody. Do what you love, dare to jump and dare to go, dare to embrace your failures. Even though you don't understand what I'm saying right now, just sit with it, write it down, literally. Yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, namaste.
I don't say namaste, I say aho. You know aho?
No.
No, aho means open.
Okay.
Or in Dutch, alle harten open. It's the same. Or ometeot.
Aho.
That's from Mexico.
Aho.
Yeah. Aho. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget, please, to subscribe, like, and share this episode. That's the only thing I'm asking for. Bye-bye.